Hey everybody, welcome, and sorry for this. Hang on, I'm gonna try and angle this door a little bit. I almost couldn't do it. Too much stuff in the way to muffle the sound of the air conditioner, because I know you can hear it, because I rewatched some of my stuff and I can hear it. Okay, great, that's good, Gigi, thank you. Hi Paige, hi Heather, yay. Well, I've been playing with this all afternoon. I have only got 3 cards ready. And one of them, as usual, the third one is, I have it ready, but I haven't made the other one. Hi, Nix. Welcome, welcome. So Donna did do a video. She's having a party through the 30th. This is her host code. I know several of you have ordered under her party, so thank you so much for that. Very much appreciated. She's $1 away from one of the milestones in the host code thing, so we'd like to get her over that at least. But yeah, we'll get there. We have half a month yet, so anyway. And let's see. You found the set tricky? Once I got started with it, it wasn't as tricky. There's a couple tips I'll show on especially the second card, but we'll leave that for a minute. So that's the first thing. Also, if you got bonus days in July, don't forget you have to spend them in August on your order or you'll lose them. So you would have gotten them in an email with any order placed in July over $50. So every $50 you got $5 bonus day coupons. I think most of you who ordered in July have done that already, but I'm not sure. I can't track it for you. So if you haven't, yeah, don't forget. Also, today is the first day of the new paper pumpkin kit. I don't have a printout to show you, but it's going to be cracker treat boxes, but they can also apparently be used to make cards or something. I don't know, but it says it's good for Halloween, Thanksgiving, and fall. So, and it's got pumpkins and it's got a special box. So if you, Paige. So if you are interested in paper pumpkin, sign up between today and September 10th for that one. It's $22 a month plus tax here in the US. Shipping's included if you do the month-to-month. And you can cancel at any time, or you can suspend for a month. Like if I announce one coming up and you say, I don't really want that one, just suspend for a month, and then the next month it'll go back to automatic delivery. Also, if you're interested, you could join my little team. I mean, it is little. I haven't been doing this that long. But my upline is big, and you get the benefits of being on not only my team, but her downline as well. And I'm not going to say who it is, but so for as little as $99 plus tax, you can select $125 worth of product. Okay, and they ship it to you free, and you get your business supplies like catalogs. This time of year, you might even get the annual and the mini catalog shipped to you. Don't quote me on that. And usually they send you one of the back paper pumpkin kits as well. At least that was my experience and everyone I've known since I joined. So if you're interested in that, possibly email me, dahliadesigns57@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to talk to you about that. Okay. I'll bring this back up maybe once in the middle of the video and then once at the end again. And it's also down below my videos that have started being uploaded and lives in August. So, yay. Yeah, you're, remember I said 2 of your things were back ordered. Maybe they sent you the other part of the suite, and then they'll send you the back order things as they come in. Yeah, they'll that's a cute suite. I have that one too, but we're not using that tonight. We're using the right angle, and we will be using some other things, and I'll explain those as I go. This was actually when I went through the catalog, this was actually one of the first things I wanted. And then, I don't know, I guess I saw other people getting stuff and I wanted other stuff first. But I did get it. Excuse me. Now, there is in the mini catalog, hang on, there's another one. And it is called, I think it's called Right Triangle. And I had it open to it and then I moved it. Here it is. Triangle is what that one is called. And basically it works with the same dies as this one, which is called stitched triangle dies. So this comes as a bundle, which is what I got because the dies are really what I wanted. And this one, the difference is it's got, you know, holiday greetings and patterns that are more holiday-ish. But we're actually going to make a Christmas card using this one on the second card. And we'll do that using the paper, which I am loving this paper. There's two papers in here that hi Philomena, that I really want to reorder and make sure I have enough of. And that is the Heartwarming Hugs one. And I'm going to forget now. Maybe, oh no, the other one's in the annual catalog. Never mind. So one in here is the Heartwarming Hugs Designer Series paper. I love it because it's smaller patterns. And if you watched my embellishments this morning, I used this one with this white dotted one for the some of the rosettes that I made for that. Okay, now let's get this off of here and get started. Let me see if I missed anybody. You were planning on sending. Hi Tina, welcome. I got the gnome set. I'm not using it tonight though. Okay, so here's the set. This is what the stamp looked like. So you have different angles, and I'll show you that in the dies. You've got this really large stamp, which I did not use tonight, but we will be using this one and these little flowers here on one for the stamps, and these dots also. And then the dies, on the first card, we're going to be using this one. And on the second card, we're going to be using this, as well as several of these, the three larger ones, and then I think also this next to the smallest one. And on the last card, we're going to be using three of these. So the only things I didn't use are just a couple of these dies and these two pieces. Now there's a pennant also in the So Happy bundle. Hi Therese. So anyway, I am missing out on what people are saying. You were for real, for real? Okay, I don't know what that's all about. Anyway, okay, so let me bring the first card in and let's get started. After I take a, I made a nice hot cup of tea. Here's what the first card will be. So Tuesday nights, for those that don't know, I typically like to use mostly things from the annual catalog. And Friday afternoons at 4 Eastern, I go live. And on that one, I typically like to use mostly products from the mini catalog. So I'm doing annual and then mini, and then Sunday stamping at sometime 5 p.m. or later Eastern. That's a video, not a live, and that can be anything. And I already have a plan for that this time. Thank you, Tina. Yeah, you know, it's bright and cheery, right? We need some bright and cheery. So let's get started on it. So the back is Bumblebee cardstock. That's one of the new in colors. And this paper here, this comes out of the Flowers for Every Season 6x6 paper, which is in the annual catalog. Okay, and then we're using a larger piece of Whisper White as this backing here. And we're using a smaller one because we're going to stamp on it. And then we're going to use the dies and cut corners here. So let me find the stamp that I dropped somewhere. What did I do with it? I'm sorry. Here it is. And we're also using the yellow gingham ribbon again. Here it is. So this is the stamp that has the flowers on it right here. Now, amazingly, I started off this project wanting to use Daffodil Delight, and I wasn't liking the papers. Okay, so this piece that I'm going to stamp on is 5 by 3 3/4. 5 by 3 3/4. And let me get Daffodil Delight. I'm going to do the same thing again. Oops. And get a scrap paper so I don't mess up my my cleanish sheet. You love Bumblebee? I actually love every single one of the in colors this year, and that's not like me. Like last year's, I really liked Purple Posy, but then we weren't allowed to use the ink or get the ink. And then I really love Pretty Peacock, and Seaside Spray is good too. I'm actually liking that better than Balmy Blue lately, but the other colors, I'm like, yeah, they're okay. I still use them, but you know, I'm not, well, once I had a yellow kitchen and I loved it because it was bright and cheery, but it was a huge kitchen. Now I can't wear yellow as a top. It just kind of turns me yellow. Makes me look like I have jaundice or something. So I don't wear yellow well, even though I have dark hair. Well, I used to have dark hair. But I love that it's sunshiny. Okay, so I'm just going to ink this up with, you could use Bumblebee, but I think it looks good with the Daffodil Delight in the corners. So we're going to go just a little, I have to lean in a little over the edges on this because I want to make sure the corner definitely is covered. But I don't want it too far in because I need to make sure that this covers, and that actually might be a little bit too far in. We'll see. We'll see. We'll try it. So you want it lined up at the corners, but just over slightly. Should be, yeah, see, that looks smaller. We'll try it and see what happens. I might have to flip it over. We'll see. Hope not. So now we need a piece of paper, which I've lost already. I showed it to you. Here it is. This is cut the same size as this, so it's 5 by 3 3/4. And now we're going to bring our dies in. And what we're going to do is use this piece here, which is the same shape as this. Okay. And we're going to just die cut the corners so that we'll end up having two pieces off this paper that look like this, and I'll save them and use them for another project some other time. Or I could even use the reverse with the pink stripes, but not tonight. So let me turn around and do that. And you will probably end up with just a teeny strip of paper here. If I do it right, that's what will happen. And then we'll just snip that off. So let me do that. Yeah, no yellow. Hi, Barbara. Oh, gosh. Now I can't see chat because my email popped in. Okay. Yeah, the paper is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I'll tell you what, they have a lot of pretty papers this year. My favorite in the annual catalog, other than this one, this set, is the, oh, that's a tough one because there's so many, but I really, really like the 6 by 6, what's it called? Playing with Patterns, because I think it's pretty and versatile. See how I ended up with just a little piece around there, and that's okay. Yeah, see, that's going to be in a little bit. Okay, well, let me cut the other end and we'll see what we can do about that. I might have to flip it over and go in a little more. About to cut the other corner. And I'm cutting it on the new machine, which does make that thump noise if you go straight in with something, which I did and I shouldn't have. Just like the Big Shot used to. Okay, so now I'm just going to take my paper scissors and snip those ends off, right like this. Maybe, if they'll cut for me. And right here, because you don't get stitching with these triangle dies, you do not get stitching along this part. You only get it on the part that cuts out. So I can use them later on. Okay, now let me see what I want to do about this. I think I'm going to have to, and see, yeah, see how that's white? Or I have another idea. I could maybe put the ribbon. Nah, I'm going to do it over. I was thinking I could put the ribbon there along both those lines, but I don't want to do that. All right, so let me get my stamp back out. Sorry. And figure out where I put my ink. There it is. Leave it. I think it's uniform. It's uniform, but I want it to go down to the paper. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put just a little pencil line at each corner so I know where I have to have imagery. Should have done that first, huh? Okay. So, here we go. So now I know I have to have it there and there. There we go. Should be okay. Should be okay. I went a little too far off the last time. Off the corner. Some people might be able to get it perfectly lined up, but I can't do that. Hi, Kathleen. Hi, Donna. I already showed your host code number. And you're like $1 away from the $300 mark. Sorry, I should have said that on there maybe. So, but that starts another percentage for you to, you know, go up to 12%, I think it is, for your rewards. Okay. So there we go. That's all I did to get that. Now, I'm going to glue that together, but before I glue it down, well, we have a choice. I glued it around the white also, and I think I like that still. So we're going to glue them all together. Move my messy paper again. Oops. And I do want to use the Tombow because I need a little bit of wiggle room to make sure I line it up right. It's kind of a weird shape, right? When you do that. Sort of like the stitched nested label dies, but not really. There. Pretty. Pretty. I think it doesn't really matter which way the flowers go, I guess. I think I had the paper turned sideways. Maybe we'll do this one this way because I actually had the flowers go in a different direction. Always something. What's the 30th? Oh, yeah, her party ends the 30th. I have to do it on ending the 30th so that I can close it out officially on the 31st and get it within August. So we'll say midnight on the 30th is when it'll end, and then I'll close it out the next morning. Okay. Now, we're going to get I think we're going to do our stamping and die cutting and stuff. We're going to turn this one this way because I like that. Now, these pieces here, which I have under this, are from that Forever Greenery specialty die cut foil paper. I don't know the exact name. And that was on back order. I don't know if it still is or not. It may be in now. I don't know for sure. Now this is for the inside. And the sentiment we're going to be using is coming out of the annual catalog. And it's from the Dandelion Wishes set, which I love. And I'm using this Send Well Wishes Your Way. And to break up some of that yellow, we're using cinnamon cider behind it. I don't know if you can see that. And I just used a 2 1/4 inch punch, which I have out somewhere. Right here. I can put that away now. Yay. And this, I have to get a little piece of Whisper White. And I have some right here. Yeah, it is kind of fall looking. The dandelion set. It is pretty. I didn't use the dandelions tonight. I just used, I love these, all 3 of these fonts on here. They're really pretty. So I'm going to stamp that actually in cinnamon cider. Cinnamon cider. Love the name of that too. And turn it right side up. So this would be a nice bright card to send somebody that needs well wishes, right? Nice and cheerful. At least that's what I was thinking. Okay, let me put that away and this away. Now I'm using another punch out of the annual catalog, and it is the Label Me Lovely punch. And I did not see that this was still on back order. It had been also for a while, so I think it's in again. But double check. And I just want to make sure I get it kind of lined up sort of straight. And in the middle. There we go. Put that away somewhere. Okay, so now we're going to bring in our glue dots. Oh, this one is similar to, I see I don't have the hippo set. Yeah, Therese has been on the last few times. Thank you, Therese. You know, if I don't have any little ones for the hippo set to work for me, but I did think about getting the dies because I did see them. Okay, so I got out these 3 pieces and I got the open weave ones. There are some that are closed weave. We're going to put this one on first. And that one we're actually going to put in between the 2 layers, kind of up here in the upper left. So I'm just putting 1 glue dot on and putting it on like that. And then we're going to glue this down, and then the other 2 are going to go on the bottom. Thank you, Tina. That's really sweet of you. I appreciate it. And I had a question. I don't name names on this kind of stuff. I had a question about catalogs and why someone might not have gotten one. I always announce that if you buy X amount, usually $50, between this period and this period, you get on the mailing list by the deadline that Stampin' Up gives us to get our mailing list done, so that they can send them out, and they send them out bulk. And that is much cheaper for me to do it that way, because when I buy them myself, which I have just bought some more annual catalogs, I have to send them out priority mail. And that costs me, $8 or whatever it is for a priority mail envelope. So it does cost more. So I try to get them out to everybody that's ordered in a certain time frame and a certain dollar value. So just so you all know, between now, I'm going to say now. Yeah, I'll say July. Between July and the end of, I'm going to say maybe November 15th, because I think our mailing selector will probably be the end of November. So between now and the November 15th, if you spend $50 or more with me before shipping and tax, you will get on the list to get the next mini catalog, which will be January through June next year. And just so you remember, this annual catalog only goes through May, because they're going to do a transition so that they always have a mini going at the same time as the annual. So it's going to be kind of funny, and that's why I'm doing Tuesday's annual catalog, Fridays, whatever the mini catalog is. This time it's like the holiday one, but they don't call it that anymore. And then Sunday, anything goes on that video. It's more tips and techniques. So I think this will look all right on going this way this time. But so let's get our ribbon down across the middle here. We'll just change it up that little bit. And this is the, thank you, Philomena. Yeah, it cost me about $8 to ship a catalog. Now, through Stampin' Up, it cost me about $5. So it's a big, and that includes the cost of the catalog. If I have to buy the catalogs, I forget what they are. I actually use something we have called Flex Points to get this next batch, which I was fortunate enough to have enough to do. But usually I have to buy them, and if I have to buy them, I have the cost of the catalog, and then each one to ship to somebody is whatever the priority envelope is. It's like almost $8, or maybe it's $8.05 or something now, I forget. All right, I'm going to flip this over, and in the middle, you know, use my Seal Plus. Seal Plus. I like the Seal Plus because it breaks off easy. You do have to be careful with it because it is really strong. And I have, on colored cardstock especially, I have actually torn my paper because I pushed too hard. So be careful with it. Don't push too hard. And don't try and go back and forth kind of thing. I think that's up too high. Because that will, if you try and go back and forth, that will definitely tear your paper. You don't want to do it. But it is really strong, which is a plus over the snail. Apparently, some people that lived in real humid areas, which I feel like Pennsylvania is anymore, their cards would fall apart if they used the snail. I never had that issue, but I mostly use wet glue, except for doing stuff like this. All right, I'm going to glue this down actually with my wet glue. My Tombow, which is actually a good glue for card making. It really is. I do like my other one, you know, fine point thing too, but okay. And then this, we're going to bump up on dimensionals. Now, if you don't have and can't get the gold foiled objects, you could use the sprig punch and do that, or any other kind of leafy dies you might have would work all right too. But I happen to have them, and I haven't been using them, and I thought, you know what, I don't want to get around to the end of next May and have a ton of them left still. Oops, one in the middle. One in the middle to hold those guys down. Okay. I'm sure hi, Cindy. Hi, Cindy. All's okay today, although we got a flash flood warning already for tomorrow because we're supposed to have some heavy rains again, and the ground is still wet, you know, saturated from last week's big storm. So yay, but I'm lucky I live up pretty high, and the most that usually happens to me is some water in the basement. And I do have a sump pump, but there's one corner that just still I have to go out and shovel more dirt up against the house or something so it doesn't come in there as much. I don't know. Anyway, so that is the outside. Pretty. I like it. Thank you. Thank you, Kathleen. Oh, Nix. That's a shame. So inside, we're just going to do that stamping again in the corners. And then that'll be it. So let me bring my scrap paper back in here. Good thing I didn't put my stamp away. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Oh, yeah. I heard about that. And then did you see in Baltimore, too, the explosion? I never heard the follow-up on that, on how that happened. I had a theory, but I don't know if it was like a, you know, a public gas line or something else. Now these I don't have to be as careful about because I'm not putting anything in between them. So I'm just again trying to go just slightly over the corner. And there we go. And clean that off. And glue that down, and card one will be done. So I hope that gave you an idea, Heather. Yeah, it was gas, but I didn't know if it was, oh, and see, it doesn't even matter that I did that this way, because it looks good that way, too. Yeah, cheerful card. I didn't know if it was like the gas pipeline outside, or a leak in the line in the house, or, you know, for, it could even be like drug labs and stuff. Hopefully not that. I'm gonna think it was a gas pipeline or something. Hadn't heard. Okay, so that is card one, just turned it other way. Still super pretty. Love it. Wow, got that done in half an hour. You know, it's funny, Tina, though, it was so dry before that last rain that the water couldn't absorb fast enough, and now it's like, okay, we got enough rain in one day to last us like 3 months now. Yeah, maybe not that long, not with the temperatures going up the way they are. Okay, so let me bring in card two. Well, I said we were going to use mostly stuff out of the Christmas catalog, I mean out of the annual catalog, but we're going to go Christmas on this one. I just felt like going Christmas. Thank you, Cindy. Send the rain to Southern California, yeah. But then we won't have any either. Okay, so on the first card, we used this die. On this card, we're using this set of dies. And for the outside trees, I used the 3 largest of these. And then on the inside, we used this one here, the second smallest one. And I also used on this right here. And I'm going to tell you a tip about this. Now, I have not die cut that yet, so I'll show you how to do it. But you don't want to get, let me show you the difference. Let me get a piece of white paper. I'm just kind of going all over the place tonight. What's up with that? Thank you, Barbara. Okay, so this is what I was looking for. So when you put this die on your card, you want to leave about 1/8 of an inch, at least a 1/16, but I went for trying for about 1/8 on both sides, and tape it down so it doesn't move. And also, you're going to run it through your machine on the side, because if you do it this way, it's going to make that clanky noise going in. It doesn't do it as much going if it's along a side. It gets enough pressure that way. And that's true on any of the crank machines, okay? So I have to do that, but before I do, I want to show you what happens if you don't do that and you put it up. Like originally I thought, oh, it's going to be a border and I'll just put it right up to the edge. Well, I did, and I must have had it just slightly uneven, and this is what you get if you do that. And you don't want to do that. Now, obviously I had it crooked, but if you get it too close to the edge, it's just going to break the little triangle things. And then out of that, what you get is, if I can figure out what I did with it, I have a little bag of confetti. Triangle confetti that you can save and use for a shaker card sometime. So if you use prettier, you know, bright colors and stuff, it would be really awesome. So I have to turn around and die cut this. Now, before I do that, what I did on the background here, and I've already done it because I figured you don't want to sit here and watch me do this. It takes a little while. These little dots, it comes with these little, they're just little dots. I just took Versamark and went all over. This is not the same one. This is a flower. But went all over. This is Mossy Meadow. And this lighter color here is Pear Pizzazz. Those are the two greens that are in this paper, which is that one I showed you, the Heartwarming Hugs Designer Series paper. And it's gorgeous. I love it. So I used this on the rosettes this morning. And so you can see where I've cut some out. I've already got the trees cut out. But there's so many pretty papers in here. And they're, I love that plaid and stripes too. Anyway, this is in the mini catalog. Ooh, I like that one too. And that one. So many paper. Thank you, Tina. It is beautiful. Heartwarming Hugs Sweet and Heartwarming Hugs Designer Series paper. It has a lot of nice petite patterns. So I am going to take this over to my new machine, yay! And I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves some more. Did I miss anything else? Yeah, same issue, right, exactly. And that's true on lots of border dies. But some you do want to have right up against the edge, but not this one. I don't, unless you're going for a torn look, torn and tattered look. You want it to be about 1/8 of an inch in. But it makes a really cool border, and you get confetti. I hope I got that straight. I think I did. And I'll show you the first round of confetti. I'm going to bring both plates over because last time these little pieces just hopped right off at me. So there's all the little confetti pieces. Well, most of them. My sticky notes have held this on. And I just use sticky notes to hold it in place. You can use purple tape, but I have problems with purple tape sometimes. It tears the paper. They get very, very staticky. And I have used a, what do you call those things? Dryer sheet to wipe these off. That one I got a little thicker than I want, so I'm going to go a little bit thinner. I'll put that one at the bottom maybe. So I have to turn around one more time. I do too, Donna, but we don't have the mini yet, so I only have the big one. Yeah, they're really pretty. They're really pretty papers. Alrighty. And I did a haul video if you didn't see the big one. And I showed using it. I think I actually called it Introduction to the Machine or something. I forget. And that was probably last week. All right. Yep. I think that moved on me. Hang on. My sticky note isn't sticky enough. As I saw the little space get thinner, I'm like, no, 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 no. You need to stay in place. Because this die is so long and thin, it does have a tendency to bow a little bit once you go through a few times. So you really need to make sure that it's tacked down or it will shift. And that's what was just happening to me. My sticky notes weren't sticky enough anymore. And I have to go back and forth because I just want it to come back to me. And I'll dump these off again. My new plate is all messed up already. That's a question for you guys. How long, if you have a manual machine, how long do you use your plate? Like I was using my other one till it was like, well, it was still, see, I don't know if you can see that. It's bowed just a little bit, but when I put it back down on here, it will straighten out because I stick it down, or a magnet sheet, you know, put it on a magnet sheet. Okay, so there we have our piece. Oops, I'm dropping my sticky notes. So earlier today, we got that flash flood watch, and I'm like, oh, no, not on my Tuesday night live again. I think it was last Tuesday. We had all those thunderstorms and the flooding and everything. I was like, oh, please, come on. Not every Tuesday. All right. So this is just going to go on the pear pizzazz like this. So that's cool, right? And then we have our trees. And I've already die cut them. So this is the largest one of those triangles. This one here. And this one is this one here. And this one is the third one in. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And this little guy is this one here. Now on this card, I actually made a mistake. Go figure. This wasn't supposed to be this color sticking up. And this was supposed to be this stripe. So we're going to do it right this time. Well, there's no right and wrong, but I wanted the more color in here. And anyway, yeah. So I kind of messed it up, but it's okay. It came out all right, right? There's always a workaround. There's always a workaround. So I have this piece here because this needs to be the tree trunks. I just cut a piece. And I think I cut it this way, about that much. And just, in fact, I'm just going to do that. Right about there. This is about a 1/2 inch wide strip, but we're going to glue it onto the back of the 2 of these trees. Yeah, actually, I don't want to cut the card. Right about there. Okay. So we have our trunks, and that's in pear pizzazz. That was just a scrap. All right. So first thing we're going to do is glue this down. You're getting a big shot. No, get it from me. I don't have the mini. We don't have it yet. It's not available for us to pre-order yet. We could only get the big one this month. So whenever it comes in, yes, I'll definitely be getting the mini and I'll definitely show it to you. But we don't have it yet. You know, this whole pandemic thing that we're in has caused supply and distribution chain issues, and manufacturing issues. People weren't at work, or people are on part-time shifts instead of full-time. So whenever we get it, I will definitely share it with you. So this one, I basically put the bottom tip over to the edge, and I just want to have this go about there. So actually, I'm going to glue that down here instead of onto the back of the tree. So let me bring my tree in, and it basically, the point at the top, the other point to this end, and then this in the middle of the tree, and lined up right to this part here. And I can come down a little bit, right about there. But I don't want to glue that down yet because, oops, I want to put this tucked under here. So we're just going to go like that. And then this one will go here. And if I remember correctly, this will go just over the edge of that tree once that one's glued down. And we can hold it still. Well, actually on this card, it'll probably be over just a little bit. That's okay. So something like that. So I'm actually going to hold a finger on here and glue this one down first. Put a little wet glue in. Yeah, they're telling us that the mini hopefully will be available for pre-order before the end of the year, but I don't know what that means yet. Yeah. I had a full-size Gemini, and it worked okay for a little bit. And if you have a Gemini and you ever get your plate stuck, I have a video on how to fix that, which they don't tell you in the owner's manual. But it seemed like I was having to really push to get the plates going into the machine. And it just didn't, it was more work than cranking to me. But I think so, Tina. Yeah, it's like a mini, I'll show you the big one in a second. And it's going to be like the big one, only smaller and fitting the mini embossing folders. And if you have the annual catalog, in the back where the dies are, they have a little symbol that has the word mini in it, and that means they'll work in the mini. Let me just bring that in real quick for you. Like, I don't know, big shots don't close up like this, but this one closes up and is portable. And the platform seems to lay flatter to me than a big shot, but it could just be my imagination. And then it also comes with your base plate, your thin die adapter, and they're all numbered 1, 2. You get 2 cutting plates, which are plate 3, and then you get plate 4, which is for your 3D embossing folders, and it tells you right on here which platforms and plates to use for what. I don't know where I'm at here. There. So anyway, I've been enjoying it this past week. And actually, it was kind of sad because I had just bought a big shot because my big kick broke and this wasn't available yet at the time. And then it became available. So you have both Geminis. You need to get new plates. Yeah. Oh, and the size of the mini, these are mini embossing folders. They'll fit through the mini. So they're selling them now, and you can use these minis in your big machine. You just can't use the plates for the mini in the big machine, and we don't have them yet anyway. So these are the wrapped in texture embossing folders that come with that Heartwarming Hugs suite. Love it. Haven't used those yet. Okay, so this one, I am going to glue this on the bottom here because I want to bump this up on dimensionals. So let me just put my Pear Pizzazz trunk. I was thinking of using cinnamon cider as the trunk, and then I tested it and I didn't like it. Didn't like it with this card. Early Espresso might have worked, but I just left it Pear Pizzazz. I think that works. Yeah, that'll work. So let me put it on dimensionals. I'm going to put one right there to hold it in place. And I'm going to use some minis up at the top. Yeah, hopefully the mini will be out for like December ordering for you guys, but don't hold me to that. I don't know. We don't know. We have not been given a date at this time. So sorry about that. Not much I can do about that. It looks pretty much like the big one, but smaller. And the size is in the catalog, but it has the same look to it. It's white with the gray handle and the gray top handle and the gray crank handle. That's what it looks like. And there's this picture of it in the mini catalog. I forget what page it's on. I think I got them all. Yep. All right, so I'm making sure I line this up down at the bottom, and I want to cover that one tree there. Okay, So that's looking pretty good so far, right? But it needs a little pizzazz. So I have about a 3 3¼ inch strip of Whisper White. It's a scrap and it's 3/4 inches wide. And I wanted a Merry Christmas on here. So I went searching in my new stamp sets, and I'm using the one from Cherish the Season because I wanted one to be sort of long and skinny and not too big to fit on this card. So we're going to stamp that in real red. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Donna. Taking their thumbs up back and hitting. Aww. Please don't do that. Maybe it was a catalog discussion. I don't know. I'm going to kind of stamp it over to the left, which I did, because I'm going to actually use a punch to, you know, that punch I've been using to flag the ends. Got that pretty straight on the first try. Woohoo! I can't see the thumbs downs. I see 10 thumbs ups. That's all I see. Huh. I haven't seen trolls lately, knock on wood. So, okay, the punch I'm going to use is the, I think it's called Banner Year Punch or Banner Duet Punch. It's in the mini catalog. This is not an annual one. And we are going to use the pointy end. And I have to see, does that look about the right size? Yep. Yay. So for that, what we're going to do is put it up on dimensionals, but because this is up on dimensionals, I don't want to put any dimensionals on that end. We're going to put glue over there. So you've seen me do that before. And you who are seasoned crafters, I'm sure know these tips and tricks, but only to about there. And then we'll put glue on this to glue it onto the tree. And then we'll bling it up and we'll do the inside and we'll have the second card done. What did I miss? What's regular size machine? But the mini is in there too. I saw it. It's also in the annual. It's just not available right now. Both of them are in the annual, and the magnetic plate's not available even for us to pre-order on the big one. I'm going to put that right about like that. Now the little stars, hopefully I still have out here. Yep. The little gold stars are out of the Most Wonderful Time product medley, which is carried over from last year's holiday catalog. If you don't have those and you want to make this card and you have the stitched dies, you can use those, or you can just leave them off, or you could put a little, just a round dot up there, or a little angel if you had one of those. I don't, I actually did have an angel. I don't know what I did with it. Thank you, Kathleen. Who do you, yeah, oh, Tina. Oh, thank you, Tina. Well, if it was because of the catalogs, I'm sorry, but I've only been doing this 2 years, and I just really can't afford to send catalogs out to people that haven't purchased in like the last 6 months. But also, it's very possible I did have them sent out and they just didn't arrive because we were in the middle of this pandemic, and that still has been an issue even with the mini catalog. A lot of demonstrators never got their demonstrator copies. So we need to I can follow up if that was the case. So I just put those at the very tip of the trees. I'm not going to mess with this one. On this one, I tried cutting up a little mini dimensional and putting it under there, but I'm not going to bother. And then I'm just going to put one over here. And I actually might just put, no, I guess that's all. I don't usually like putting even numbers, but I'm going to do it this time. And then this ribbon that I'm using here, I have to find. Oops. Did I put it away? Oh, here, it's right in front of my nose. Right in front of my nose. This is actually out of the All the Trimmings ribbon combo pack. It's Old Olive. It doesn't really go with this paper suite, but it looks all right, I think. And it has gold in it, so it brings out the gold in the stars. Hi, Julia. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, everybody. Okay. And I will trim that back a little more when I put it on the card. Okay. So that's just going to go right here to add a little pop of color. I'm actually going to trim it down a little more right now. And we'll stick that on with a glue dot. Yeah. You know what's funny is in the jewelry world, I'm a silver girl. But on cards, I really like gold. I don't know what it is. That's so funny, isn't it? I like silver too with like the winter scenes in cards and stuff. But for some reason, gold just richer on cards to me. So I might curl that a little. Actually, you know what? I'm going to, no, I'll do that later. I might take another glue dot and tack that one down because he wants to fly everywhere. Okay, so inside, all I did was just put another piece of Mossy Meadow, and then I made a little tree, and I've already die cut that, and this time I used a tiny little scrap of Mossy Meadow, about a 1/4 inch wide, for the trunk on that one. So we'll just assemble that. Let me find my other piece of paper. I have two pieces of paper here. Oh, that might be for my next card. Okay. Anyway, we'll just put this, I think I'll assemble these first and then we'll put that on. Same with you, Deb. Same here, Deb. Same here, what? Oh, love Christmas anything? Oh, the gold, yeah. Yeah, it just looks classy. But I'm definitely a silver girl when it comes to jewelry, wearing jewelry and making it most of the time. I do make some with gold and also antique bronze, but I haven't made anything lately. In fact, I have to make stuff for my collab coming up pretty soon. I get so far behind. And I do want this sort of right down at the bottom so it looks like it's sitting at, you know. I thought about putting multiple trees in, and I thought, you know what, for the inside, we don't need it. It'll just take a room that maybe somebody will want to write in there, you know. And so I left it. Silver on jewelry. Thank you, Julia. Yeah, so this is the second card for tonight, and for those coming in late, there's card 1. There's the one we made, and this was the original, so that's the first cards. And this is the second cards. And then the third card, I don't have one to show you, but we're going to make it together. I have the idea formulated. I'm going to go a little different now. We're going to go bright and grape. Gorgeous grape. And we're going to just make a thank you card, but this is also using triangles, but this time we're going to use this set that we haven't used yet. And we're going to use the next to the smallest, and the one and the two above that. So these 3 here. I don't number mine, so some people number their dies. All right, so what I've brought in this time is the designer series paper that goes with the color families, and this goes with the brights. So it's got that denim-y look on one side and polka dots on the other. Yeah, I supposedly have one in October. We'll see. Small one. I don't know. It's already postponed since when? Since whenever this mess. Oh, April. We're supposed to be in April. Okay, so what I did is I took the dies, those 3 dies I mentioned, and I cut out the stitched pieces. And I thought what I'd do is make like windows. And we're going to use thick Whisper white cardstock. And I'm going to glue that down to the back because I actually cut it. I should have cut it exactly the same size as the card, but I didn't. And then what I did is I cut out different pieces like this. I think we'll put up here. We're going to inlay some and not inlay others. And we'll put pink. This is Melon Mambo. So this is Gorgeous Grape, Melon Mambo. This is, let's see, do I want polka dots or non-polka dots? I think I'll, you know what? I'm going to put polka dots up here still and put the jean looking stuff down here. And then for this one, I actually took one of the other little stamps in the set that has little flowers onto a scrap of Whisper White, stamped it with Gorgeous Grape, and die cut it with that small die. And I thought we'd do something like that. And then we're going to use the stamp set called Massive Thanks out of the annual catalog. It looks like this. It's all sentiment. Thank you sentiments. And we're using little card ... on the front, and then I'm going to stamp Massive Thank You on the inside. What do you think? You like it? You have to wear them. Yeah, well, we have to wear masks everywhere. Okay, Therese. Okay, so let me start assembling, and then I'll show you something else before we do that. So I'm going to have to be really careful. I'm actually going to bring in my fine tip glue here because I don't want the glue sticking out the edges. I think what I'm going to do is just go around the very edge of this paper on the top of it to try and get it onto the back of the purple, the Gorgeous Grape. Gorgeous Grape. So this would be a fun way to make little windows for peekaboo cards, but I didn't have it in me today to try that. I mean, I made the windows, but I just couldn't do the peekaboos. Yeah, Judy, we're supposed to get it tomorrow too. I hope everything's okay. So we're on the last card. I'll show them all at the end again. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue this stamp. Well, before I do that, let me bring in something else. This is not in the annual. This is out of the mini. It is called Snowflake Splendor ribbon, and it's iridescent. It's not white. It's not colored. It is definitely iridescent. So what I took is the dark Highland Heather marker, alcohol marker, the blend. Yeah, this one. Took it on a paper towel, and you can color the iridescent ribbon just like you can the white seam binding. Let it dry and rub the paper towel over it back and forth to make sure it doesn't come off, you know. So the thing is, I don't know what I want to do with this. I don't know if I want to have it here or going across here under the sentiment that's going to go in front of this large triangle. Of course, these other ones will have different colors in and stuff like that. And that. and that, and this. This is kind of different for me. So what do you think? Do you like it across there, sticking out, or up the side after I put those pieces in? Under the sentiment? Okay. You're the only vote, so that's what I'm going with. Alrighty. Let me glue this down then and glue those in. Actually, I might pop some of them up on dimensionals too. I'll give it a little extra fun to it. You agree? Under the sentiment? Okay. So it's just something different and fun. A little out of my element, like I said. Okay, I think I'll bump this one up that's up here. Let me put these back where I had them. And maybe I'll bump this one up. But not this one because the ribbon has to go across it. And then I'll bump this up. So this one and this one I'll bump up. Okay. Dimensionals would be awesome, yeah. Probably ought to get the little ones out instead of the big ones. Let me stick that. Yeah, it's on now. The points are really pointy on the triangle, so they don't go all the way into the middle, but you know, what are you going to do? And just go like that. Well, I hope the storm passes through quickly without damage, Judy. She's still here? Yeah. Okay, and then we have to get it on good. And that way, a little bit of that grape polka dots might peek out too underneath. Not much. Okay, and let's do this one. This has to be minis. Boop. It is very unique. Something bright and colorful, maybe, you know. Well, it's a thank you card, so it could be for anybody. You could make it into a birthday card for a younger person. They would probably maybe like it if they like bright colors. Not everybody does. But hey, we need bright colors right now, right? So I'm gluing this one down. And these are stitched around the edges of the pieces that are going in. So I'm not bumping that one up or this one. But I'll bump the sentiment up. I already stamped the outside sentiment because I was hoping I would have gotten one of these cards done ahead of time, and I didn't. And I glued that down, and I shouldn't have. Ugh. This thing is in my way. All right. How am I going to do this? I'm going to use the glue dots actually to put this down, and then I'll just cut the ends off. And I should have wrapped it around the card, but I glued it down. Let me make sure that's about where I want this. And then we're just going to go like that. So the next glue dot I'm going to put here because it'll be covered up by the sentiment anyway. And then one more over on the edge. I'll look up in a minute, sorry. I really do love Stampin' Up's glue dots. It's funny how you become attached to different adhesives and stuff, but they're the best. Fun, fun, fun. You have rain. That's tomorrow, our rain. What's that? Remind you of a windmill. Huh. I wouldn't have thought of that, actually. But you're right. Or a pinwheel, maybe. Pinwheel. There we go. I could have left that iridescent ribbon white, but I just didn't feel like it. Okay, so let me bump this up on dimensionals 2. Sometimes I get strange ideas. Well, you know how it came about? Two ways it came about. First of all, I hadn't used, which dies are these? These dies yet. And I wanted to use as many dies as I could for tonight, you know, to show you how different variations. And then the other thing is, I was looking at this card, which is really cool. Now this looks like it has stamping in the background. And then they die cut pieces out and just layered them on. And I really like that card too. So that's sort of how it came about. Plus, I had pulled out this designer series paper and wanted to use it tonight. What's a lot? Oh, you have 5 acres. Yeah. So yeah, that is a lot. I only have a quarter acre, and I can mow it if I wanted to, but I'm paying somebody this year because quite honestly, in this 91, 92, 93 degree weather and high humidity, I can't do it anymore. And my son has bad allergies, so he's can't do it either, although he has helped with like cutting a tree down and spraying the house, like power washing the house and stuff like that this year. So that's good. You have 13 acres? You mow 5 acres of your 13. Ah. That's pretty cool, actually. I wish I had some land as long as somebody else could take care of it for me. So that's the outside of the card. Now, let me put this ribbon away because it's unwinding. And I don't know what I do with my pin, but I'll put it away anyway. Okay. So now we have to stamp a sentiment on the inside. Oh, and what I just want to do, I'm going to stamp it on. We're going to put another piece of gorgeous grape in, so that'll be 5 1/4 by 4 by 4, and so this is 5 by 3 3/4, and we're going to stamp little card. Oh, we're not going to stamp little card Merry Christmas. We're going to stamp massive thank you, and hopefully get it straight. 104. Oh. Yeah, my AC's been running. I keep turning it up during the day time to like 75, but at night it gets so stuffy. We actually have been putting it down to 73, and I got my energy report from the electric company, you know, and they're like, you're using more energy than any of your neighbors nearby. And I'm like, oh, well, I can't help it. I'm older than any of my neighbors. I need air. Did I get it? That's straight enough. It's a little bit off, but it's not too bad. Okay, and then we're also going to take a piece of the purple polka dotted paper, and I might trim it down a little bit. I have to trim it down, but I mean, I might cut it. I want it to be like 1/2 inch. So let me get my little trimmer. Trim 1/2 inch. Actually, you know what? Let me get the big trimmer because I can't see the 1/2 inch mark on there. Sorry. Okay. So 1/2 inch is right there. We'll use that one, and then we're going to cut it down to 5 to go on the Whisper White piece. And that'll be it. Now we could put a little triangle on the inside, but I'm not going to. I just figure the paper and the sentiment will be enough. Yeah, I have a feeling about that too. But I still try and conserve a little bit because, you know, 73. I don't remember ever having it down at 73. It just seems like, and I got new a new heater last year, but I didn't replace my air conditioner. They wanted me to, but you know, I got a new oil tank and a new furnace. I'm like, I can't do it all at once, you know. And the air conditioner was working at the time they told me, yeah, you should really replace that too. But the thing is, the vent seems to be bigger or something, and it's noisier this year than it was. So I don't think I'm getting as much efficiency as what I'm trying to say out of my air conditioner. I do out of the heating unit. It's obviously more efficient now than my old ancient thing, but I don't think the air conditioner is efficient with the way they set up the new. It all goes through the same ductwork and stuff. So 71, really? Yeah. Okay. Well, then I don't feel so bad. Because right now we have it at 73 downstairs, which it does come upstairs, like I've said before, but there's only one vent up here that comes into this room and then into a small bathroom I have up here. So I run a window air conditioner when I'm up here, but I try and remember to shut it off when I'm not up here because I'm sure that runs up the bill too. You'd freeze at 71? See, that would have been my mom. When I was younger, she was always hot, but the last few years, she was always freezing. Anyway, that is card 3, guys. We are done. What time is it? Oh, gosh, we finished early. So let me bring all 3 cards in. This is the final one. This is the second one. Now, I did cheat and use some papers out of the mini catalog and some iridescent ribbon out of the mini catalog. And I say cheat because Tuesdays are supposed to be annual catalog. And then this uses paper out of the Flowers for Every Season, the gold foil specialty laser cut greenery items. But the basis for all of these was the right angle bundle, which includes these dies and these. And like I showed in the beginning, there is one called Tree Angle with different more holiday patterns in the mini catalog. This one's out of the annual, this whole bundle. And we use some of these, some of these, some of these, and this on this card, which just gave it a nice border. The only things I didn't use were these 2 things tonight. And this makes an open weave design, I think, in your card, but it doesn't actually, I don't think it actually cuts out that whole design. This probably cuts out this little pennant. So let me bring Donna's host code back in. Just so you have it. It's down below my videos too. Thank you, Paige. Thank you, Judy. Yeah, whimsical. That's a good word for that third one, especially. Thank you, Tina. I hope you guys can join me more often. And I'm sorry to those that didn't like it, but I'm doing the best I can. So this is Donna Jackson's party. Here's her host code. It goes through the 30th of August, XREPSW6J. So you still have time. And don't forget to use any bonus day coupons you might have before the end of August or you lose them. So use them on an order and, you know, get credit for them. That does deduct from the amount of the sale. So it'll deduct from the amount of sale for Donna's party too if you use the host card. Thank you, Barbara. You're welcome. Thank you for coming. You're welcome, Donna. Oh, yay. I'm so glad, Gigi. Okay. And let's see what else. Oh, Paper Pumpkin, the new one. You can start ordering now for September, which is going to be cracker treat boxes. I guess that's like those like they have in the UK with the ends. But it says that you can make other things for them, and they're supposed to be good for not only Halloween, but also fall and Thanksgiving. So it should be a really fun kit in a special box. And there's a special link for that if you want to order that down below my videos as well. Don't forget also to sign up to be part of my Facebook group if you're not already in there, because I announce a lot of things, and like the Paper Pumpkin and when I'm going live and specials and things like that. I don't know, Judy. Not sure, but oh well. Let's see what I was going to say? Oh, and also go over and like my business page, my Facebook business page. They all start with Deb House Crafty Cottage, so it's not hard to find them. The business page says Deb House Crafty Cottage, comma, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And that one you can't chat in. It's really just for me to announce things for you. And there are Shop Now links on both those pages and groups. And then the group page, you have to request to join. I'm pretty lenient about it. I just ask 3 questions, answer the questions, I put you in. But you can post pictures in there. If you see something you like and you get it and you make things with it, I'd love to see your pictures too. And some people that are in collabs post their pictures in my Facebook group if it's my collab, so that we can all see them too. So yeah, be sure to come over and join me on Facebook. Good night, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. And usually it's a little longer than this. I usually go to at least 8:30, sometimes 9, but that's all right. We need a short one once in a while, right? So yeah, I'll just show you the pretties again. Have a great evening. Stay safe, everybody, from the storms and whatever else is going on out there, you know. And oops. Thanks, Donna. Good night. Alrighty. We'll see if it'll let me end. Good night, Gigi. Thanks, Paige.